Hello, welcome back to the channel. Something a little bit different. We're in a different room of the house. We're in the kitchen, mainly because there's a little bit more room in here to work. I'm trying a different camera today, so I don't know what the audio is going to be like. I hope you can hear me okay. So let me just nip and get today's repair. There, can you see that? Let me move it over a little bit. That's as far out as I can get it. It's a Delonghi Dinamica coffee machine. I've partially taken it apart already because the person who owns this was a little bit impatient. Hello, Steve. And he wanted to see whether his thoughts from the research that he'd carried out were indeed the cause of the issue. And let me describe what's happening. When you first turn these machines on, they should go through a rinse cycle. And when you first turn it on, when you first turn it on, the water doesn't come out of here into a cup. It literally just leaks straight out into the drip tray, which shouldn't happen. Subsequent rinses after that, they do come out of the cup, but not like they used to when it was new. And we believe that just at the top here there is an O-ring that has perished, or it's come to its end of life. So we need to replace that O-ring. To take this apart, you start off with the back. There's 2, 4, 6 screws, 7 rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. The back lifts off. The side panels slide out. Top panels, there's a couple of screws there. There's a couple of screws. Is there screws there? No, there's not. There's just screws at the side. Top comes off. It's clipped along the front, and then this front bit, a couple of screws either side, and that comes off as well. So this is where we are at the moment. Now, see if I can get the camera off so that I can show you. So the top of the unit, it's behind here that we believe the O-ring that needs to be replaced. So a couple of Allen key bolts there. This comes out. There's a couple of rubber O-rings in here. They need to be replaced. I think this hose has to come out as well to be able to get into this. I'll see if I can reposition the tripod a little bit better so we can actually see what's going on here while I'm doing the work. So let me reposition, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so still not the most ideal position to be at. Let me just remove this bottom strip tray. But I will do my best to keep positioning as we go on. And once this bit comes off, you should be able to see a little bit better. Okay. So there's that. Don't want to start pulling hoses off if I can help it, because, well, I don't know how brittle, if they've become brittle or that was a coffee bean, I think. Let me just see, have a check. Not sure where that should go. That comes off. Okay. That makes it a little bit more roomy. I'm just going to pop this little screw back in because I took it out earlier and it's not needed to be out. I need a smaller bit. Yep. I see where that goes. So we can put that in and we'll put it back together. Yeah, it wasn't a coffee bean, it was, don't know whether you can see. It's a little thing on a spring. Is it going to focus? Maybe not. But that goes into that side there. And it's just to give it a little bit of drag as it slides up and down. So, yeah. Okay, so I now need see if I can zoom in a little. See if I can maybe even get you in front of it a little bit more. This may block my ability to do work. So yeah, I've just took a screw out of there and there. So this should rotate and come out. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to take that split ring off and take that out of there. Okay. I need a little spiky thing just to take this one off here so that that can come out of there. There's an O-ring in there, there's an O-ring there, and I'm assuming this whole unit, yeah, it's coming slowly, so this, there you go. Right, so the quite a few O-rings, see if we can, will it focus? So you've got an O-ring here, O-ring there, this O-ring here, one there, one in there, and there's also one in there. So, and it's this one that we believe is the culprit for the cause. Now, let me just grab the service kit, which came all the way from Germany. A bit of silicone grease. Lots of O-rings of various sizes. I'm not stripping it down to that extent. That doesn't seem to be leaking, so we'll leave that for now, because I'm sure there'll be seals around there, because there's water going into it. We'll do what we can see, we'll test it, and if it's fine, then it's fine. These bigger ones, I'm not even sure where they would go. Have a quick look, because I can't see any big chunky pipes. Unless that's a seal for the kind of the grinder unit. There is a different kind of. See if I can. So yeah, that's into the grinder unit. I'm sure down there will be other seals, etc. But we're not going to do that. That's the side. There's lots more water pipes, more here. I'm sure there's going to be some in there, but I'm not going to strip it down to that extent. It doesn't need it. Just so you can see a bit closer, there is, you can see just in there, that's the O-ring that we're going to attack, that we think is the biggest culprit. And we'll put it back together. Let's get some of these out and see if we can identify which ones I need for all of these. So there's an awful lot of them. I'm going to do this off camera, just out of view. So rather than bore you with just staring at this machine while I changed all of these rubbers, I've just gone ahead and done it off camera. They're all brand new. Now we need to get this one out of here, and I can't get the camera any closer than that, I'm afraid. So we will try and get this out. See, is my head getting in the way or not? I don't know. Yep, there you go, that's split. So that yep. Okay, so let's see if we can find one that's the same size. Okay. Smear a bit of silicone grease on this. Oops. If I can get that on there, hoop that. There's no sharp edges on these tweezers, so that's fine. That's gone on eventually. I might take this off and see if there's any in here while I've got it apart. Nope. Nothing in there. So that can go back on. So that's on. No. I need that bit first. I'm expecting these to be quite tight because the new O-rings. Okay. So there's that in. This has got to go in there. And I may need to well, that's in. figure out how this goes back together now. Yeah. Is that it? But I need to put that little springy thing in. Oops, can't see a lot of that. There you go. That's in. Is that straight? Yeah. Okay, so trying to get the front on. I believe that is on. This little thing is a steamer for hot milk, for cappuccinos, etc. Slides in, this goes in on the other side and just hooks down to there. I don't know whether you can see that, yeah. But getting it in there is not the easiest. So it goes in like that. So I may need a pair of long nose pliers, possibly. So, can I use the tweezers? Oops. Oh, there's press. There you go, that's in. It's a lot easier than I was expecting. Now these are the screws that I took out previously. Those are all the Torx bits. These are poly drive. I put the water tank on, which goes on the side here. It slides in. See if I can tilt this down a bit, and I'll put the front tray on after I've given it a bit of a wipe out. Oops. Yeah, it's better than nothing. So, whoops. Yeah. Got coffee granules. Just put some water into the water container. I know it's not all back together properly, but I just want to check to see whether this has stopped dumping water into the drip tray. So I need to turn it on, plug it in, power button on the top, well, there should be. Oh, switch on the back. So switch on the back. That should now do a rinse cycle. Let me grab a torch so I can see if there's any water coming through. Well, that looks promising. So, rinsing. I see nothing coming through there, and there was last time. Now I'm going to look down this hole, see if I can see any water coming into there. Not a drop. Now we did see that, generally speaking, this only happened at the initial power on stage. I do think it needs a good clean because the water doesn't look very clear in there. So it needs a good cleaning out. So let's see if we can get the lid back on then. Clips in. It is a bit nerve-wracking taking that off because when it clicks as it releases, you can't help but wonder if it's going to break anything. Let's have a look. That needs to go down a little bit more. So is that because of the coffee beans that I've got in there? Can you see the coffee beans in there? Let me shed some light on the situation. So I've got a feeling that's stopping me from getting the lid on properly. So, maybe not. That's it. Will that go down? No, still not going down properly. Yeah, definitely coffee beans. Yeah. So there's a coffee bean still in the lid. That's better. It all lines up. The last two poly dried screws. Go in here. Conscious that I still have the machine plugged into the mains. Sides. So that is the side that needs cleaning, obviously. So that's a lot better. White. So that goes in and then slides up forward. There is one for that side. Here it is. And just for completeness, I'll give it a white as well. This one isn't half as bad. So the top goes up, push the bottom in. So then I'm going to slide the water out a bit, get that out of the way. just needs to clip onto the side of that rail and goes forward. That can now go back on. The back. And these are the Torx bits, which, if I remember rightly, were a no, they weren't a T7. Okay, so drop the beans back in. I'm going to give it a couple of rinse cycles because that water previously did look a bit murky, but I've been flexing the pipe that carries the coffee, and yeah, so I'm just wondering if it's just freed off some stuff. So flip the switch on the back again, switch on the top, straight into a cleaning cycle. Straight out of the cup. Don't know if you can see the water dripping there yet. 2 streams of water. Nothing that I can see into the drip tray. So that, to me, tells me that, yeah, some bits of polish. Give it a rinse to make sure that I am using a clean cup. Got some coffee. Not sponsored, but yeah, chance would be a fine thing. Once I'm getting clean water from this, I think I'll make myself a cup of coffee, much deserved. Lots of O-rings left, and I'm sure there's no O-rings on here. I've checked that, or there is, but there isn't one in the kit because it's a funny shape. But I'm sure all the pipe work at each end is going to be O-rings. These big ones, I can't even imagine what they're for unless they're to do with the whole coffee grinding side of things. Yeah, there's no big pipes like that anywhere. But if it hangs on to those, food safe silicone, hang on to those, Steve. And then if anything does crop up in the future, you've got them. Or if you're selling this machine on, because I know you've got a new one, if you're selling this machine on, you can give that to the new buyer, the new owner, and it's just nice to have, just in case. It looks yellowy, but I don't know whether that's just the tungsten lights in here. Let's see if I can get some. Maybe some limescale might help. Limescale remover, rather. That's looking clearer. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep going. I think I'll keep going with that, but there's no water coming through into the drip tray. This drip tray is empty. Tiny little bit of residue in there, but that's just from last time when it didn't empty fully. When I poured it all out, it's just literally just little dregs. That's it. So put that back on now. So I'm going to give this a few more rinses. Yeah, I think that's fine. Even in natural daylight, that's fine. Okay, so there we go. I think we can confidently say that that is another positive fix. Thanks for visiting the channel again. Do like and subscribe, and until next time, catch you later.